Positivity, motivation. Never settle for average. Go pick up some merch at nsfa.co and represent, because if you're watching this channel, I know you're not average. I had a question for you. Why does a school, a hospital, and a prison all look similar? Because they're all part of the program. They're all a hologram in the matrix that projects the same or similar patterns. One is what is appeared to be freedom. One is inherent non-freedom, conformity, and the other one is potential death, which too could be potential death. Hospital, prison, and then, if you got a crazy person, the school could too be potential death, but they all have the same type of program when you look at the energy projected. Ambient light, really dreary, low frequency. And I'm not talking about private schools, I'm talking about public schools. You have the same schedule, class system that they have for people in prison. Same hourly movements, same lunchtime schedule, same recess. Instead of hall monitors, you have guards. You got the school playground, you got the prison yard. Hospital, you got the nurses. And not all hospitals either. Hospitals in the ghettos, in the hoods. Poor people hospitals. Nice hospitals. They have gardens. They have open areas where you feel like you actually want to live. You don't go there to die. You go there to recover, to live. When you take in all these different situations and programs that you have from childhood, do you not see how easy it is for you to transition into another situation that appears to be as normal as everything else in the Matrix? Have you ever questioned any of that stuff? I remember when I had my first asthma attack and I had to go to the hospital. And I was in there with the nurses and had the IV, and I was in a little bed, and next to me was somebody else in the bed, and they were sick, and I was all alone. My mom came to visit for a little while, but of course, I had a brother and sister. She had to go back and take care of them, and I was left there. And it's such a cold, lonely place. It's not a place you want to spend a lot of time at. Sometimes you have a nurse that's interactive, and she'll make you feel like you're special, but when they come and poke and prod at you, you're laying there hoping to get out. You just want to go back home. Just like when you're in jail, you want to go home. Just like when you're in school, you want to go home. But I just look at all these different boxes they put you in, situations, and how they all fit. And how do you break that? How do you break that code? How do you open up your mind to see how you've been conditioned? Because it's all conditioning. You know, you go and you take your grades, you got your 5 classes, you know, you got your English, your math, your science, your electives, and everything is structured. But imagine if your mind was able to wander and expand at the rate it could expand naturally. How much further you would be as a 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old. You were allowed to be more creative, and if you were smarter than your peers, you were treated as though. You weren't chastised for intelligence. You weren't dumbed down for purposes of fitting in. And you weren't given a participation trophy when you should have got an F. See all those kids who thought they got a B or a C, and then when they went to actually go and get a job or apply for something and realize that they didn't have the education, they turned to crime. So all those kids naturally fill up the prisons. But the prison is a natural fit because they've already been trained for the schedule of a prison. And then they go in there and they still got to go take their GED, and then they work for prison labor, producing something for some company on the street through private industries. And the stock market, the stock prices stay up. It's all a game, man. If they are willing to give you a student loan, no questions asked, why wouldn't they give you a business loan for the same no questions asked reason? Self-employed, put that money towards building a company, become your own boss, contribute economically to society, freedom, creativity, social advancement, but it doesn't fit the model. See, if you go to college and we can burden you with six-figure debt, you'll be paying that off, so therefore we don't have to worry about you quitting your job. You won't quit your job because you'll be locked into paying that debt. Then you get another debt with your home mortgage, 30 years, and then 2 more kids who will follow in your footsteps, and man, we got you. Whether you go work for Lockheed Boeing or Wall Street, we got your ass. And if you don't make it to college because we gave you a participation trophy, you're going through frustration and lack of self-awareness and competency. You'll most likely end up in a jail for committing a crime, and we'll get you that way. Work off your restitution, prison labor. Hey, they still won. Those don't work. Maybe through your health, some of the medications you got on over the years will get you in that hospital. And in the hospital, you shift all the way down because your energy, you feel like, man, this ain't cool. This Matrix is a cold game, man. And I just sit back and I study it. I watch the movements in it and look for glitches and how I was able to see things or pull myself out and be awakened but yet I see so many asleep. It's definitely a program. I wish I would have learned a lot of this sooner. You know, I had nobody to teach me what I've come to conclude. And I don't know if I could have learned it any sooner on my own without having lived life, but having gone into situations and seen just how things function, how things work, and how people don't even question it just makes all the sense. Just like kids in school don't question their teachers, inmates in prison don't question the warden. Maybe a few do, but most of them don't. And people that go to the hospital, they don't question the doctors. When you do, you're chastised. Hey, I'm a doctor. You don't know shit. I've been to school for this. How you gonna tell me? I'm the one here with the degree. I'm the professional here. You go to prison? Shut up. You're a criminal. Shut your mouth. You committed a crime. You're like everybody else. We don't want to hear about you being indifferent or you're intelligent or you say that you're in here under a false pretense and you got set up. We don't give a damn. Go in there. Squat and cough. Bend over. Spread your butt cheeks. In school, hey, how'd you get that answer? Don't worry about how I get it. This is your homework. Shut your mouth. Do it like this, and if you don't do it like this, then you get an F. I don't want to hear it. I don't need to explain anything. I'm the teacher. You do it like this because I said so. Whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter because I'm the boss here. I'm the teacher. You're the student. That's the matrix, man. But you gotta always question. When you start questioning things, you start getting down to some real answers. And you find your truth rather than their truth. So just something I was just thinking about, man. How all this stuff, you drive by a lot of these public schools, and I've seen some of them in, the inner cities, LA, Frisco, Oakland, Compton, South Central, when I went to Detroit, some of these other places, and then I've seen private schools and how they're structured differently, very open, inviting, the curriculums are different. I've read a lot about different ways how people learn and how it opens your mind up and creativity, and then I put it all together and like, why does this program work and why has it been structured like this for so long? And you think about the people who run these big corporations and businesses that need people to come in and work, they have to be trained. If you're trained, I ain't got to worry about you questioning authority because you've been programmed. The hard part is unprogram yourself, but it's hard to unprogram yourself when you're so deep that the unprogramming can compromise your economic and social well-being. Most of the people I've seen who unplugged or unprogrammed were people who actually went to prison and had time to really think and reflect and look at things. The few I've met on the street are people who have been through a situation which was eye-awakening, therefore they start to question. What do you question? Are you still asleep in the matrix? Or do you see the codes? Big Herc 916.
Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at freshoutseries.com. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at freshoutseries.com.
Hello, I'm Big Herc 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.